Hey everyone, welcome to my podcast. This is gonna be a little bit different than before, but this is the reason why I am who I am and why I do what I do. So welcome to my podcast, Leading from the Front, uh, where I help you become the best version of yourself. So this is how I became and how I continue to evolve into the best version of myself because of that lovely woman right there. How you doing, Mom?
As good as I can be.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Good. She's great. She's great. So what I'm gonna do, Mom, is well, first and foremost, thank you for taking the time out of your day. I know it's a little late over there for you anyway, right? It's dark.
No.
It's dark over here too. So well, she's sacrificing for me, and I appreciate it. So yeah, I wanted to have a conversation with you, ask you a couple of questions, see what it was like raising me.
Joshua, you call me 5 times a day.
Yeah, I know. Well, talking about childhood and everything, like some of the challenges, some of the things that you appreciate now that you saw maybe even back then, and just wanted to show the world a little bit more of who I am and where I get it from and why I do what I do.
Mm.
So I appreciate it. So start off with this question, Mom. I want to ask you this: early life and background. I'd like you to share a favorite memory of my childhood.
When you were born.
When I was born.
Yes, I was the star in the hospital. Everybody had to come in the room. Oh, you're the one that had that 11.5 pound baby? Yeah. Surprise.
Yeah.
But he was my easiest birth. He was my easiest birth. The trouble came later.
The trouble came. was
Mm-hmm.
it was it was setting you up.
Yeah, I've been set up, believe me. Oh, yeah. I would do it all over again, Joshy.
You would?
Yes, I would.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I know I put you through a lot. And I appreciate your patience and your strength, your guidance. I mean everything, your love. And that's Yep, I appreciate it. I definitely do. So let me ask you this one. What were some of the most valuable lessons you learned from raising me?
I'm not going to get into things, but me, like a lot of other people, didn't come from a good upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
And I had what you call mommy dearest, that's all I'm going to say. But I took the positive from the negative because she helped me be the mother that she couldn't be, and I thank her for that. And because of that, my children were lucky, and I feel blessed.
Yep, absolutely. I'm glad you do.
I wasn't perfect. Nobody is, but
nope.
You all.
Well, you weren't perfect.
I am now, but I
in my eyes, you were. in my eyes, you were, and you are.
Maybe some others too.
Yep, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So let me ask you this: what's been the most rewarding? Yeah. What's been the most rewarding time, or like, yeah, what's been the most rewarding aspect of motherhood?
Oh, Josh, I can't choose. All of it. All of it.
So choose something.
Most rewarding. Oh, I guess it has to be when you finally grew up. it became the person that you are that was always there.
And when was that? And be honest.
Like what?
The growing up part. When was that? And be honest.
Oh boy.
I
Well, we
feel like
could
it took
start
so
when you
long.
were little. Your cousin told me that you ate some worms.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Said, oh, Josh, please.
Is that rewarding?
I said, well, I said there's protein, and I said,
I forgot it.
I
always
said,
forget
did
about
you
this
like them,
story.
Joshy? Yeah. Outside of the dirt, they were pretty good. I said, okay.
Crazy.
Oh boy, so many stories. Funny. Oh yes, and you started in the being interested in the police from when you were little, because I didn't notice you were gone, right? And so somebody calls me outside, and that's our policeman neighbor who lived up the street.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls up in front. He says, "You looking for somebody?" And all I can see is your little head. You had nothing on. And he's bringing you home. And I see the curls. I say, oh. And that's when it all started.
I forgot about that too.
No, I don't forget. Don't forget.
What street was that on, Mom?
Studley
Street.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I always tell people about Studley Street. I'm like, I remember growing up. I remember being born on this street, and it's like one block long.
Yep.
It's literally
I
one
love
block
that
long.
house.
Yep. I miss that neighborhood.
Yeah.
When we were little, I remember the pizza place down the street. It was like $2.50.
Linden.
Yep.
It was a nice area where we lived.
It was. It was at the time. It definitely was.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
So
there was another time, because all I had was you and Corey, so you had your own bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And this one morning, you were mad at Corey for something, and you went like this: "Corey, you want to come here for a minute?" I said, "Wait, Corey, I don't like the sound of that." And I went to the room, and you had a big Tonka truck just ready. I said, oh, yeah. It just goes on and on and on and on and on, Josh, because you were busy. You had to be busy all the time.
It was always up to something. I'm glad I didn't hit him with the truck.
You had like a thick shag rug in your room, and you're so quiet. I go in there, you're taking your pillow, and it was on the floor, on the rug. Wall-to-wall feathers all over the floor, on the rug. Loaded.
I don't know why. I think I remember like some of those stories too, like vaguely, but I remember I remember the Tonka truck. I remember not hitting him with it, which was good.
Yeah. And you would fight like cats and dogs, but if you heard somebody outside that was after him, you were down there in a second.
Yep. Oh yeah, of course. So
Joshy's got a good heart. He does.
Yeah, I do.
He's a good man. He's got a good heart. The only thing he loves to tease.
I do.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Gotta laugh.
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
How has it been? Let me ask you again. How has being a mom changed your perspective on life?
How did it change me?
Yeah, how has being a mom? I've
always been a responsible person, so that being a mother didn't really change me. I already had that in me.
Yeah. You were built for it.
I had a lot, and I had a lot of love to give. I was responsible, and I knew how to hold it down.
Yep.
I wanted to hold it down.
Yep. You wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna say? What are some of your what are some of your most what I want to say? What are your most memorable moments in yeah, like as a child for me?
Uh,
Because I tend to always think of like, especially like the childhood days in elementary. I never remember anything really good. I remember like good that I did. You know.
shit. Let me get rid of this.
All right.
Oh, never mind. I'm just sending it down there. All right. So, memories, good memories. Well, there's a lot, but right off the bat. I don't know. I hate to go back to it again, but it's because I love all my babies. But the memorables, you were like you were 2 months old when you were born. I used to call you Baby Hope.
Mm.
Oh, fuck off. Ooh, zip
Yeah.
it. Take
See?
that out.
Always swearing.
Take it out. I knew this was going to happen. I should have shut her off.
Shut it off now.
Okay. Okay.
So what is it? I'm trying to think. I was trying to think of the other question I was going to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think that I was going to end up becoming, like late, like early on in life? What did you think? Did you ever think of something that I was going to do with, like as far as a career?
At what age?
Like a teenager, early
I
teenager.
don't know. I don't know.
What did you hope that I
I
would
really
do?
had no idea. I was hoping for good things because
Mm-hmm.
you know, you had that baseline of the this is what I want for me, structure and all that. But
Yeah.
I also knew that it wasn't your fault. You had a lot of things going on that you had to deal with that you weren't dealing with that I knew nothing whatsoever, nothing about.
Yeah.
But your proof came when you got older, went through what you had to go through because of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And big memory that I have is you always had it in you, and to see how you turned out, your mother is so proud of you. So proud of you. Somebody else could have cared less and just kept on going down that path,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't.
Yeah.
And like I told you growing up, and you probably remember, I used to say, okay, there's two roads that you can take.
Mm-hmm.
You can take the right one or you can take the wrong one.
Yeah.
But what Joshy did, he started down the wrong one. Then he realized it and he switched to the right and stayed on it, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Took me a while, but I finally did it.
None of us are angels. We've all had our thing. But when it came down to it, you did it the right.
What do you feel like you could have because I'm grateful for everything. You know, I think about just everything in our childhood. Like I really don't have any complaints. But what do you think that you could have done, or what do you wish that you could have done different? 'Cause I always felt like all you did is work.
Oh,
Like
that's your
I
mother,
joke
though.
around. I joke around in a
You
way, but
couldn't take that away from me. I
yeah.
love to work. I still do.
No, I know, but I'm saying I never like I talk to people all the time and I joke around, but it's really not funny to me. It's just it's
What?
crazy. But like I don't ever remember you taking a day off. I'm like I don't even think that they had PTO.
Oh, yeah, of course I had a day off, but you would be in school.
Yeah, I always felt like
I mean, I didn't work 7 days a week.
I feel like you did, but I don't even remember them having like PTO time when I was a kid.
I wish I could have taken you more
Did
on
they?
vacations.
On vacations, yeah. Do you
I
feel
know
like
it's material, but it still means something.
you know what I'm saying, no, Mom? There was never any PTO time out, right? They didn't have that when we were kids.
What?
As a kid, PTO time,
What do you mean?
PTO, the paid time off,
Oh.
like what you had at Titleist. You didn't have that as a kid. I just
Vacation
remember
time.
you.
No, vacation time, yeah, but
Yeah.
not much like where I used to work. Not there, another place, maybe a week or whatever. But yeah, no, it was different.
Your hair looks nice. It's pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, I don't remember that. I remember a lot of like there's a lot of good memories, especially like having.
I hope so.
Yeah,
That
the
always
cooking.
makes me feel good. Nicole says that, and Corey too. They said
Yeah,
that. All in all, it was, it was good.
the cookouts we had. Every family goes through things.
Yeah.
I see a light in it. There's a we all. I don't like to call them dark times. It's everybody goes through something that some people don't
Well,
even.
yeah, sometimes it
Yeah,
is, but
some people don't even have their parents.
when I had some people are better off.
Yeah.
But when Corey was born, no, my first child, whether it was you that was first or him or Nicole, my first child, I had them in this bubble, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be the perfect mother. They're going to have the perfect childhood, and everything's just going to be so good. And then that bubble popped, and in came the real world.
Mm-hmm.
But I did the best that I could do in that world. I'd like to think that I did. I had a pretty good head on my shoulders.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Didn't always make the right choices, but does the people don't always. Mistakes.
Yeah, I always think of the times like the good times, and I wouldn't like. I wish we could do them all over again. It's just. Oh, I lost you for a second, but I wish we could do them all over again, like the cookouts in the backyard.
Oh, I know.
Having the sprinklers, the
Oh,
water
yeah.
slides. That was always a highlight. Like,
yeah. I'd like to go. Wish I could go back to when you were babies. I miss that so much.
We had cookouts on Studley Street too.
Yes.
How long were we in Studley Street? I don't think we were
Let's
there that long.
see. Seven or 8 years.
For 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And that was after I was born.
Huh?
That was after I was born.
No, matter of fact, I was going to have you. I moved there the beginning of December of 76, and then you were born March 78. And yeah, we used to have cookouts in the backyard. I remember because we also had a birthday party for your cousin. And you were crying and screaming because you wanted her little pajamas that she just got. You both were little.
That was on.
You used to whine way back in the day, and you whine now.
That was on. That was on Studley Street.
Yep.
When I wanted to wear her pajamas.
Huh?
I
You
wanted to wear her
them.
pajamas on Studley Street. I don't know why I wanted to
Yes.
do that. I think I just wanted
You've
them.
always been my weirdo. But a good weirdo, a funny weirdo. Joshy does his own thing. But he didn't really want her pajamas.
Yeah, and I didn't want her pajamas. I just didn't know any better. How old was I?
You were little, Joshy. You just wanted to. You were probably tired, and you just didn't. She got something you didn't, so you were tugging at him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to know what this thing was. It's funny, Joshy.
What?
When I used to have everybody over, and we'd all be sitting around the table, and you were like, little.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you went around the table, and you had to smell everybody's hair. It was like an identity thing with you to identify.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You had to feel us out. It was.
Yeah, I remember that too. I don't know why I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I did that.
You're funny. Funny.
Yeah, I always remember. I always remember those days of having the cookouts and everything in the back, and looking forward to the summertime and having a sprinkler and everything in the background.
Yeah.
That was always such a big deal. I joke around too and tell people because it's just the simple things that nobody appreciates anymore.
You're
it's
right.
Like the quality time and the family time. Like people have no idea how important that is. And it doesn't take anything. Like it doesn't take money. It doesn't take you going somewhere.
No.
It doesn't take you having to take a vacation, time off of work.
I used to like it when we all used to go to Mike's in Fairhaven too.
Yeah, I missed that. I always remember that too. That was on Fridays too, right?
Saturday.
We used to go to Mike's on. Oh, you did? Because I didn't go to Mike's. You and Dad went to Mike's.
Yeah, but once in a while I brought you.
Yeah, on my birthday, and I used to always have shrimp. I remember shrimp being my favorite seafood. I think I wanted shrimp just to be different. I don't know.
You are different, John.
Because I think I like
you and me.
Huh?
You and I, Joshy.
Yeah.
A lot alike. A lot alike. I don't know if it's good or bad, but we're alike.
No, it's good. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I like lobster, but I think I do like lobster better.
I've been craving that.
I love shrimp though.
I love it all.
Yeah, I do too. Yep. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other things when you're little. Oh, and you like the nurses. They just couldn't get over how big you were, and they said, "Don't tell the mother we're giving him cereal too because he won't stop crying."
Oh yeah, you told me that too, and then you had to, when I came home, you said I ate oatmeal.
They didn't tell me. I found out from another mother that I ended up working with, and she told me, but I wouldn't care. But yeah, you slept all night too, and like I told you the other day, the baby swing that I had, Glory. Yeah. I got that for him, and he used all through the months that he could, no problem. I put you in it, and I wound it up. It wouldn't move. I said, "Oh, don't tell me it's broke." Till I realized you were over the weight limit.
Oh, to go on the swing.
The timing was right, but the weight was wrong.
Yep.
So it wouldn't move. Plus, I must have went through 2 or 3 umbrellas, strollers. I used to, even when you were a toddler, you must remember, we used to call you Baby Hulk. Baby Hulk.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that. Yep. I remember the food too. I was thinking about that the other day.
What?
No, like when you was on. Remember we were on welfare for a little while, and remember you used to get that.
Joshua, don't say that. I used to work too.
I enjoyed some of that food.
Oh,
I enjoyed some of that food. I'll eat some of that food now. That cheese, mom.
yeah, I
Remember
know.
the cheese?
I think everybody got that.
Yeah. Remember you could cut it as thick as you want to do it. Dad used to do it too. Used to make grilled cheese. They used to make them thick. Used to make them thin,
Yeah.
as much as you want.
Hmm.
And then we used to get the pork. Remember the pork and the chicken and the
I
beef
used to like that.
in the can, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Used to make that. You should make that for a dinner.
Hmm.
That was good. I'll eat that now.
I would make a gravy and put peas in it, and then
Yep.
put it over rice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. I don't know if we got any of that powdered milk, but I do remember getting milk.
Oh, I didn't use that.
Then I think they changed it over. They changed it over to Wick, right? I don't know if it was always Wick.
No,
Wick came later.
I got WIC when also when you and Nicole were babies, formula and stuff. That was a big savings.
Yeah, I know it helped out a lot. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. So, what do you think you would have like? Yeah, what do you think you would have did different for a job? Like, if you could have went back and changed your job, because you enjoyed cutting hair. How come you stopped cutting hair at the time?
uh, uh, but I went to the Barron's hairdressing school. I was 17 or 18, and that's what I definitely wanted. So I finished school, and I was a hairdresser. Um, I did that steady until 1988 when she retired.
Mm.
Then I tried working somewhere else, but it changed. It was all commission,
Mm-hmm.
and I would have tons of customers and more coming in. And I never knew from week to week what I was going to bring home to feed you. So I said, I got to find a real job now.
Yeah.
So
How much was that? How much were you getting paid for like a hair, like doing like a, because you did perms?
back
Yeah. How
it
much
was,
was that?
everything was so different. I think I got if they just wanted it done, it would be $8 to $10 a perm. Would be 20, 25. That's peanuts today. It's
Yeah,
really
that's crazy. And how many people would you do in one day? How many ladies would you cut?
5 to 7.
Well, that was good. So you get about $100 a day?
No, because
No.
I got paid salary when I was but when I went in commission, no, she would get like 60. I would get 40, something like in that range.
In a
No,
day?
it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough.
She would get 60 in a day, and you would get 40.
No, I don't mean that. 60
Oh,
like I get 40% in money, she gets 60. That's what I meant.
all right.
But then I knew I had to find something better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the I wanted to ask you this too. I know you don't like to read books, and then I wanted to ask you some other questions. So, like, what's your favorite? I usually know this too. What's your favorite way to unwind and relax?
My favorite what?
Your favorite way to unwind and relax. What do you usually do?
If it was, excuse me, back in the day, well, that's years now. I don't do that. Have my wine, have my R&B music, sing and sing and sing, go out. But those days are gone.
So, what do you do now to unwind and relax?
I try to be nice when you call. You call me 5 times a day.
Yeah, I call you 5 times a day.
Yeah.
Gotta check on you.
Yeah, check on me. But I don't know. I like to watch movies, play games on my iPad. It's me, myself, and I now.
Yeah, it is. It is. Sometimes it's a good thing. If you could give your younger self any advice, what would that be?
If in my young years and do what?
If you could give your younger self, like if you had a conversation with your younger self right now, what kind of advice would you give her to kind of prepare her for the world, or just some advice on life, how to enjoy it, chase your dreams? Like, what would you tell her?
First of all, before you can do any of that, don't be negative. You have to love yourself first.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's kind of hard when it hasn't been there for you. But if I could have turned it around, somehow I would have loved myself and felt more positive. What helped me is when I got older and I had Corey, because now I have a baby. So I can't chicken out, like, being around people and stuff like that. I had to bring him to who's going to do it? I had to bring him to the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
I had to bring him here, go on the bus, because I had anxiety, but I dealt with it back then. It wasn't as bad. And I became stronger for having to be responsible, not just for me, but someone else. And it also helps me to stick up for myself, defend myself. And I've known how to do that since then. Maybe a little too much sometimes, huh, Joshy?
Man. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I know. Yep. I know it's where I get a lot of it from too, and I've always, I've always recognized that and make sure that, now that when I do defend myself, it's not always it's not always like in an aggressive way, or and I try to balance it, basically is what I'm saying, because there's times where I have been a little bit extra,
Yeah.
and,
We all have to.
and I realize that that's not always the best way, because you got to think about how that's going to be reciprocated. Like, what are you going to get back if you come off that way, when you can just kind of de-escalate something? And yet there's other ways of getting around, proving your point or getting your point across.
Yeah, but you know
But
what? You always know, though, when you get your point across or stick up for yourself and you know you're right. I'm not saying you got to be mean or knock somebody down, knock them down, or but when it's right, it feels good.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it feels good because you're not taking anybody's baloney.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. And I treat people the way they treat me.
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, it has to happen sometime. And then, I just feel like sometimes it's like the people, if we have something to tell them because they got you upset, it might not even be worth even, bringing certain things up to them, or bringing that kind of energy, kind of holding on to it. Be a little bit more reserved at times.
To a certain extent. I don't
Yeah.
want to be too reserved because I love sticking up for myself. Because when I
Yep.
was younger, I couldn't, and I do it. No.
That's where a lot of that comes from too, right? Because you didn't do it too
Yeah.
much or enough when you were younger.
Mm-hmm.
So now
Yeah.
it's like an opportunity. Like, I'm not going to let anybody.
Yeah, I just wait. I love people. Don't get me wrong. You know your mother. I love to laugh. I love to make people laugh. But no one will ever make a fool of me. Only if I let them. I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And like I told you too when you were little, there's only one way that somebody can walk on you, and that's if you let them.
Yep,
If you
that's
don't
right.
let them, they can't.
No, they can't. That's right.
Oh,
That's right. What do you if you were gonna speak to a classroom of young adults that are maybe young parents, what kind of advice or even let's say this, if you were gonna speak to like a classroom of kids, say in the middle school, that's our future generation. What kind of hope, like what kind of hope could you instill in them, like to let the, trying to like prepare them for the future, like
I would
how would
tell
you kind
them
of
the
start on?
same thing I told you. There's two roads. You can take the right one or the wrong one. It's up to you to choose the right one, and give them advice and tell them if they need the help to help them, show them the way. You can show them everything you want. In the
Mm-hmm.
end, it's up to them. You can show them.
Yeah, definitely can. I know you enjoyed being a grandmother, and I appreciated seeing that, like you sacrificed your life numerous times, and I, you know,
Brought up another family.
yeah, and I tell people that all the time. I'm like, my mom didn't have to do that, but she also knew that if she didn't, you know, those girls, Nicole's daughters, they
I
would
never wanted to leave work, but there's no way I could live with myself if I didn't take them. I had
have.
to. I had to. And I'm not sorry for that part.
No, and you retired. You literally retired early to do that.
Everything happened so fast I couldn't even believe I did it.
Yep.
Because I love to work and I love my job, but I had to. Well, at least now, at least I get to. And look at already today, they're grown up and gone.
What did you how did you envision like your role as a grandmother? How did you think that was gonna be?
How it was going to be?
Yeah, like how did you envision your role as a grandmother? Like before you like when you knew you were gonna be one, like when Nicole started to have girls and then Corey has some kids.
Oh, Joshua, I didn't have to. I envisioned it. I saw it the minute Kiara was born, and they brought her out of the delivery room in that little baby thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just in love. That black curly hair and rosy cheeks and lips, and
Yeah.
the love came in. Everything was 100 after that. Just everything good, everything I could do like I did with yous,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I
and I
remember. Yeah.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. They didn't want for anything,
No.
and I felt good to do it.
No. Yeah, I remember that, and seeing all of that maybe kind of gave me that vision of what I didn't see because I was the one being cared for as a baby. But then seeing you do that for them, and I'm like, but I always knew that you were there for us. I just didn't see it, and I
Yeah,
remember the younger days, but I was kind of on the outside looking in, seeing you as a grandmother, and it's kind of the same thing, just not
I
like.
feel bad because I love my Jillian and Jacob, Corey's children, and they moved away. So I mean, I always love them. I always think of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish I could have spent more time when they were younger. But we did what we could.
Yeah, yeah, definitely did. So you have any questions for me?
Oh, I got a lot of questions for
You have a
you.
lot of questions. You can ask me some if you want.
Not while we're on here.
can ask
You know,
whenever
I'm a
you
big
want.
joker, Joshy.
I know.
Can't wait to get back to work. I'll have them. I'll mess up that place.
The what? Oh, you
Mess it up.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So you've been retired for how long now?
I don't know. Was it around 2017? But I still, you know how I still go back. I'll be going back soon. But just while it's busy for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. What kind of question would I ask you? I don't know. Why did you eat the worms?
No idea. I always tell people that too. I say every time you talk to my mom, she's gonna talk about worms and she's gonna talk about things that I mixed,
Well, it's all in it.
together in the kitchen.
It's all in the mix.
You know, and I still do
Oh,
it.
you mean the time that you mixed Italian dressing and coffee milk?
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know why I did
And
that.
I went and dumped it. I should have let you drink it.
I don't know why I did that. I think I thought you made
Because you
me
know
drink
why?
some
Because
of
you
it.
had Joshua. How about, I just thought of something else.
There we
You
go.
and Corey shared that tiny little room.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was one day we had punished you just before supper. I don't know what you did, but I told you to go to your room. So later on, it's supper time, and I'm calling home, and you don't come out. And I go in your room, and you're not there. And the window's open. I say, what the heck? He wouldn't take off outside. It's dark out. He's afraid of the dark. So I didn't know what to do. I looked everywhere. So I ended up calling the cops. And they came and they took, you know, what your height and weight and what you had on, the whole bit. And I don't know what happened, but about an hour later, I said, wait a minute. Because in your closet, there was a big space underneath where the hall stairs would be in the back hall.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an underneath you know, in the closet, there was a big space. And there you were, sound asleep, all crawled up in it. Oh, man. So
I remember that too.
Police. I called the police and I told him, he's here. I found him.
No, I remember that. Wow.
Never a dull moment with Joshua.
Nope.
My Joshy.
Yep, I remember that.
Oh, yes, Joshy, it's been a ride. It's been a ride.
It has. Definitely has.
But I wouldn't change any of yous. And what needed to be changed, you did on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really, really great. And I'm really proud of you.
Appreciate it. I definitely know what it's like to work hard. I just want to work hard at goals, and that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a prime example in you, and that's I get a lot of that, like how to love people, how to.
And and that's hard, Josh. I'm glad that I was able to do that because a lot of people, like I was never shown it. I was, so I'm so thankful that I was able to show it to you.
Yeah, you always did. You always showed a lot of love. You showed a lot of love, a lot of support, a lot of empathy. You put your foot down when it was necessary. I got smacked in the mouth a handful of times because I needed it.
Yeah, but
I saw the hard work. I knew what it was like to work hard.
Smacking in the mouth when I think of it. No, not that I do it all the time, but
You smacked me in the mouth a lot.
Don't say that now.
I needed it. It was enough, but I knew how to avoid.
Yeah, but you know what? Now they call that abuse.
Yeah, I knew how to avoid getting slapped in the mouth because I would say something fresh while I was leaving the house. And by the time I came back, you were sleeping.
Oh, yeah. Then when you were a teenager, He'd be you'd be blasting Tupac and Biggie Small.
When I was
Not
younger.
that I don't like the music.
Yep.
But you would blast it and blast it and blast it. And you wouldn't listen to me. So I used to go downstairs and shut the power off.
Yep.
And then it would
I
make
remember
you
that.
leave. And then I'd put my music on and turn it on.
Yep. I remember that too. You used to shut the power off on me.
That was the only way.
Yep. You're like, turn it
and
down.
I think maybe one of the times you might have went back downstairs and put it on. But then
Yep.
I went back downstairs and shut it off.
Yep, I remember that.
You knew in the end, Joshua, you could not win with me.
Nope. I couldn't.
But it was, I don't want to say it was fun playing, but I knew in the end, I had the last say.
Well, a lot of memories in that house on Willis Street.
Oh, yes.
A lot of good memories. I remember I used to shut the light off on Corey too when we were kids. Remember, you, because you always say that I didn't like the dock, but Corey didn't like the dock either. Because he go downstairs and grab the laundry, and I used to shut the light off on him.
Oh, Joshua, you
He
did.
used to get, yeah, he used to get mad. Turn the light on. Yeah, I'm screaming. Because I want to see how that felt, right? I remember that. All the good times. Yeah. That's about it, Mom.
That's about it.
Just wanted to check in with you.
Mm-hmm.
Have a little conversation. And yep. So I'm gonna catch up another time. Sometime soon.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Now, this is your mother. Reserved.
Oh, right now it is. I know. Yeah, I know. And I feel
But
like
I'm not really, Joshua. You know
I feel like you're on your.
I have to be nice on here.
Well, I feel like you're on your best behavior.
Yeah.
Yep. Waiting for you to say something. I'm like,
it's killing me. It's killing me, but I have
to say something. What do you have to say? Say something.
Something.
All right.
No. You know what I mean. I just like to have fun. Nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't. Where was this at? What street or house?
That was at your Situ's.
Next to
Your great grandmother.
Next to Common Park.
The one with the white, the one with the white hair. Look at that. You were only a few months old there.
Yep.
I'll never forget because they don't let you do it now, but back in the day, you could call to see if that person had the baby yet or not. Mm-hmm. And you know how she was, and she was funny. Yeah, I'm calling to see if Brenda Bashan, she had her baby. Yes, she had a boy, and he weighed 11 pounds, 7 ounces. No. 5 ounces, I should say. No. He weighed 5'11". I said, no, or the upper, no, 11.5. And she was going back and forth with her because she said, That was funny.
I thought it was 5'11". It's like, nope. 11,
and then besides 5. That, you were baptized in the Lebanese church.
Yep.
And my girlfriend was the godmother. And it wasn't like a Catholic church, 15, 20, 25 minutes, however long that is. It's a good 45 minutes. And she wasn't a big girl, and she had to hold you all that time.
Wow.
And you had to been I don't know, probably 15, 16 pounds, give or take. I don't know. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And you had that big head, even when you were little. And I remember the priest or whatever they call them, putting your head back in the bowl and pouring the water.
Yep. I had the same size head then.
Oh yeah, yeah, that doesn't change. And I knew you were going to be a big boy because the doctor told me. But if he had any idea of how big, I'm glad he didn't tell me because I would have been really. You were like, "These for 3 hours, I'm done."
There's no way for them to guess. Well, back then there wasn't.
Well, I don't know about today. They probably do today.
Yeah, they definitely couldn't back then, but I know they can now.
Oh yeah, because the computers and everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say?
I can't think of anything.
Give you one last chance.
I can't think of anything.
Well, I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I wanted to spend some time with you and bring you on, and we can get to see you and know a little bit more about you.
Joshie, we look like bookends.
And know where I came from. I hear it all the time.
So are I.
Yep.
I don't have to even know your friends. I go out somewhere. You're Joshua's mother.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Appreciate it. And you have a blessed night. Get some rest.
I get too much.
Smile. Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Love you.